She quickly excused herself and went to her room. She played it quietly, her heart racing. Baby, I've missed you. Come over this weekend. It'll be private. My wife's not around. Chelsea's lips parted in delight. She smiled slyly. And so began the weekend that would be the worst weekends of Chelsea and Camille's lives. They say every secret has a heartbeat. It only takes the right moment for it to start pounding. And for Camille, Chelsea, and Emanuela, that heartbeat came disguised as a voice note. Chelsea, do you know I haven't heard from one of my daddies for a while now? He promised me $1,000 for my trip. It's been months. Oh, I can't even reach him. I had to put my vacation to New York on hold. Chelsea chuckled softly, sipping her smoothie. Maybe he's just busy, babe. You know these big men now. Meetings, flights, family problems, Chelsea said to her friend. Busy, Ke? For 3 months? This particular sponsor doesn't behave like that. Camille, her friend, usually referred to their sugar daddies as sponsors. Even when he's on the plane, he still tags. I swear, if he doesn't send that money this week, I'll block him on everything, Camille said to her friend. Chelsea smirked, hiding a little secret of her own. Camille's biggest sponsor was also her sponsor. Chelsea had been smart to take the man's number from her friend's phone. She had started a relationship with him secretly behind her friend's back. Just as Camille was about to continue her rant, her phone beeped. She grabbed it quickly and gasped. It was a voice note. She pressed play and listened to the message on her earpod that was already lodged in her ear. Baby girl, come over this weekend. The house will be quiet. My wife will be out of town. I've missed you. I want to spoil you, the voice note said. Camille's eyes widened. She replayed the message, this time grinning. Girl, I have a hot dinner to prepare for. I have to look hot. You know what that means. When I am back, I will have enough money for my vacation. Wow, that's great news, babe. Go and enjoy yourself, Chelsea said with a hint of jealousy. Enjoy, Kay. I'm going to cash out. This weekend alone could pay for my New York trip. Just one weekend with my sponsor, and my life is soft again. She laughed, not knowing that Chelsea's phone buzzed at that very moment. It was also a voice message from the same man. She quickly excused herself and went to her room. She played it quietly, her heart racing. Baby, I've missed you. Come over this weekend. It'll be private. My wife's not around. Chelsea's lips parted in delight. She smiled slyly. And so began the weekend that would be the worst weekends of Chelsea and Camille's lives. Now let's step back in time to how it all began. Emanuela was the only daughter of Chief Okon, oil magnate, billionaire, and proud father. She was everything any man would dream of: beautiful, brilliant, refined. A Harvard MBA graduate with poise and power. The day she met Sly, she was walking out of her father's office when she noticed him. Tall, smooth-skinned, and sharp in a crisp white shirt. Their eyes met for just a second, but something in her heart paused. Who's that? Emanuela whispered to herself. Later that evening, she asked her father's secretary, Rosa, who was that young man at the reception today? The one with the charming smile. Oh, that's the new intern, Ma. Sylvester. They say he's quite hardworking, Rosa responded. Book him for brief meeting tomorrow. I'd like to discuss his progress, Emanuela said. And that meeting led to coffee. Coffee led to dinners. And dinners led to love, or so she thought. After a year, Sly proposed, and Emanuela's joy knew no bounds. Her father threw them the wedding of the decade. She thought she had found her forever. She adored Sly, so much so that she convinced her father to hand over control of the company to him. Papa, let him manage the firm. He's capable. I want him to feel like the man, Emanuela had pleaded. And once Sly sat in that grand leather chair as CEO, his true self emerged. He became distant, cold, secretive. Trips that were supposed to be business suddenly turned into disappearances. Sly, where have you been? You said you were in Abuja, but I called the office. Do you have proof, Emanuela? Why are you always suspicious? You think I don't have work to do? Sly would snap at her, cutting her off. Her heart broke a little more each time. But she stayed until fate decided to expose him. Their first wedding anniversary was approaching. Emanuela had planned a surprise, something grand, a private getaway for two at Malam Resort, Kaduna's most exclusive destination. But a week before the trip, Sly claimed he had an urgent business meeting in London. A disappointed Emanuela asked, "London? On our anniversary?" But Sly wasn't listening. He was already packing his suitcase. "You know I love you, Ella. I'll make it up to you," he said. Heartbroken but trying to move on, she decided to travel with her best friend, Mia, instead. Malam Resort was breathtaking, luxury surrounded by nature. But there was one rule: no phones allowed. "No phones in this 21st century?" Mia said, rolling her eyes. "They say it helps guests connect more deeply. Let's try to enjoy it," Emanuela said, trying to convince her friend. On their second day during a guided hike, Emanuela sprained her ankle. "Ah, my leg! Mia, go ahead. I'll head back to our room," Emanuela said. Half an hour later, Mia came running back, breathless, eyes wide. "Ella, you won't believe this. I just saw Sly," Mia said, trying to catch her breath. Emanuela frowned. "Sly? Here? Are you sure?" she asked, finding it hard to believe her friend. "I swear, he was with a woman. They looked cozy," Mia said, but with no phones allowed, there was no proof. They searched the resort for days, but Sly was nowhere to be found. A week later, after returning home, Emanuela got the call that shattered her world. "Mrs. Okan, your husband has been found unconscious at Malam Resort. You need to come to Kaduna immediately," the caller said. Sly had suffered a stroke. The woman he was with? Nowhere to be found. For weeks, Emanuela cared for him tirelessly, bathing him, feeding him, turning him in bed. But behind her calm eyes burned a quiet rage. When Sly finally recovered enough to talk, his once powerful voice was now a whisper. He was trapped in his own body and his own guilt. And that was when Emanuela made her move. She went through his phone, found messages, pictures, and voice notes from 5 different women, including Camille and Chelsea. Her lips curled into a small, cold smile. She sent each woman a message, in Sly's voice, inviting them to a private dinner and weekend getaway at his country house. She had used a sample of Sly's voice she had gotten from their chat to simulate his voice using AI. She gave them different arrival times. The house staff were dismissed. In their place, 3 large, well-toned men dressed as chauffeurs were hired. Camille was the first to arrive, dripping perfume and arrogance. "Where's Sly? He said he'd be waiting," Camille said. And the big, muscular driver responded calmly. "He's just finishing a meeting, Ma. Please relax." Then came a second lady. Then a third, fourth, and then Chelsea. They were all ushered into different rooms to wait and were offered drinks and snacks to keep them occupied. They kept these girls there till 12 midnight, giving them foods and drinks and assuring them that Sly was on his way. At exactly 12 midnight, they were all brought into the sitting room, and then chaos began. When Camille saw her friend Chelsea, her jaw dropped. If you're enjoying this story, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more intriguing African tales. Back to the story. "Chelsea? What are you doing here?" Camille asked her friend. "I should ask you. Wait, don't tell me you were also invited." Chelsea wasn't backing down. "You snake!" Camille screamed, and they started a little catfight. The other girls started murmuring as realization spread. They were all there for the same man. Then the sound of wheels creaking. Sly was rolled into the room, pale, weak, and terrified. What's going on?" Camille blurted. Immediately she saw her sponsor on a wheelchair. And then, from the grand staircase, Emanuela appeared. Graceful, calm, deadly beautiful. "Good evening, ladies. Welcome to dinner. Your host, your sponsor," Emanuela said with a smile. There was silence, then chaos. Shouting, denials, tears finally started flowing when they realized they were in serious trouble. Emanuela waited, smiling. When they finally fell quiet, she spoke again, voice cold and steady. "For the next 3 days, you will cook for him, feed him, clean after him. Consider it a repayment for sleeping with my husband and enjoying my money. Don't try to run. The gates are locked and the drivers you came with are my men," she stated before leaving. If dread and fear was makeup, the 5 young ladies in Emanuela's house all wore the same shade. For 3 days, the women served the men they once adored, now silent, helpless, ashamed. Camille wept as she fed him. Chelsea glared at the floor, trembling. And Emanuela? She watched, calm and satisfied. Let them feel what it means to love a man who destroys women's souls, Emanuela said to herself as she monitored them from the surveillance feed. Emanuela also wanted Sly to see that none of the women he betrayed him with could stand by him at his weakest moment. After 3 days, she released them, shaken, humiliated, and broken. Then she handed Sly his divorce papers. "This is the last thing I'll ever give you, Sly. Your freedom. You're now free to be with whoever you please." She turned and walked away, not with bitterness, but with peace in her heart. Weeks later, rumors spread of a mysterious dinner that ended 5 women's soft life. No one knew what truly happened. Only that one powerful woman had taught them all a lesson. Never mistake a woman's calmness for weakness. Even oceans look still before they swallow ships. If you enjoyed this story, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more intriguing African tales from me. Click on this story on your screen. You don't want to miss it.